Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into a controversial and often overlooked aspect of World War II, the Collaborators. You know, World War II, that thing with the Nazis and the Holocaust and the, literally dozens of battlefronts across multiple continents. Yeah, that one. It was a big deal. But within the larger narrative of good versus evil, of Allied forces fighting against the Axis powers, lies a more nuanced and often uncomfortable truth. Not everyone opposed the Nazis. In fact, some individuals and even entire governments actively assisted them. Who were these collaborators? Why did they choose to side with a regime responsible for such unimaginable atrocities? These are some of the questions we're going to grapple with today, and let me tell you, it's complicated. We're not talking about simple black and white morality here. We're talking about shades of gray, about difficult choices made in impossible circumstances. We're talking about fear and opportunism, and the often blurry line between survival and complicity. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey through some of the darkest corners of human history. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into a controversial and often overlooked aspect of World War II, the Collaborators. Who were they, and why did they side with the Nazis? Let's find out. Our first stop takes us to France, a nation often romanticized for its resistance movement against Nazi occupation. But the reality, as always, is far more complex. You see, after the fall of France in 1940, a new government emerged in the unoccupied zone, headquartered in the spa town of Vichy. Led by Marshal Philippe Pétain, a World War I hero, the Vichy regime initially presented itself as a neutral entity seeking to protect French interests amidst the chaos of war. However, the Vichy government's actions soon revealed a darker truth. They adopted a policy of collaboration with Nazi Germany, driven by a mix of pragmatism, fear of further German aggression, and a deeply ingrained anti-Semitism within segments of French society. The Vichy regime actively implemented Nazi racial laws, stripping Jews of their citizenship, confiscating their property, and ultimately aiding in their deportation to concentration camps. Imagine for a moment the fear and desperation of French Jews as their own government turned against them, as the very institutions meant to protect them became instruments of their persecution. The Vichy regime's collaboration went beyond mere compliance. It was an active participation in the Nazi machinery of genocide. One of the most haunting examples of this collaboration was the Vel-d'Hiv roundup in July 1942. French police, acting on orders from the Vichy government, rounded up over 13,000 Jews, including thousands of children, and held them in inhumane conditions at the Vélodrome d'Hiver, a cycling velodrome in Paris. From there, they were deported to Auschwitz, where most perished. The Vichy regime's actions remain a deeply controversial chapter in French history, a stark reminder that even in the face of unimaginable evil, the lines between victim and perpetrator, between resistance and complicity, can become blurred. From France, we journey north to Norway, a nation known for its stunning fjords and its tradition of peace and neutrality. But even in this seemingly idyllic corner of the world, the shadow of Nazi collaboration loomed large. Enter Vidkun Quisling, a name synonymous with treachery and betrayal. Quisling, a former Norwegian military officer and politician, had long harbored fascist sympathies. He saw in Hitler's rise to power an opportunity to reshape Norway in his own image, an image molded by authoritarianism and a warped sense of racial purity. When Germany invaded Norway in April 1940, Quisling seized the moment. He went on radio and proclaimed himself head of a new Norwegian government, even as the legitimate government fled into exile. Quisling's puppet regime, installed with the backing of Nazi Germany, became a willing tool in the hands of its occupiers. The Quisling regime actively implemented Nazi policies, from suppressing dissent and persecuting political opponents to enforcing racial laws targeting Jews and other minorities. Norwegian Jews, a small but vibrant community, found themselves stripped of their rights, their property confiscated, and their lives in danger. Quisling's betrayal cut deep. His name became synonymous with treason, a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the seductive allure of power. The very word Quisling entered the English language as a synonym for traitor or collaborator, a chilling testament to the depth of his betrayal. The Ustazi's cruelty knew no bounds. They employed sadistic methods of killing, from mass shootings and hangings to the use of knives and blunt objects, seemingly taking pleasure in inflicting pain and suffering. Their actions left an indelible scar on the region, fueling ethnic tensions that continue to simmer even today. The Ustasi's reign of terror serves as a chilling reminder of the depths of human depravity, of the dangers of unchecked nationalism and intolerance. Their legacy is one of unimaginable suffering, a dark chapter in human history that must never be forgotten. In October 1944, with Soviet troops advancing on Budapest, the Arrow Cross Party, with German backing, staged a coup, seizing power and unleashing a reign of terror on Hungary's Jews. With chilling efficiency, the Arrow Cross, aided by Hungarian gendarmerie and SS units, rounded up Jews in Budapest and other cities, forcing them on death marches to the Austrian border, where they were loaded onto trains bound for Auschwitz. Thousands perished on these marches, shot by their guards or succumbing to exhaustion, hunger and exposure. The Arrow Cross's reign of terror, though brief, left an indelible stain on Hungary's conscience. Their actions serve as a stark reminder of how quickly a society can descend into barbarity, how easily hate can take root and flourish, particularly in times of fear and uncertainty. One of the most well-known examples of Soviet collaboration was the Russian Liberation Army, or ROA, led by General Andrei Vlasov, a former Red Army general captured by the Germans. Vlasov and his followers believed that by siding with Germany, they could overthrow Stalin and create a new non-communist Russia. The ROA fought alongside German forces on the Eastern Front, a deeply controversial decision that many saw as the ultimate betrayal. Their actions fueled accusations of treason and collaboration, casting a long shadow over their legacy. Collaboration on the Eastern Front was a complex and multifaceted phenomenon, driven by a confluence of factors, including ideological opposition to the Soviet regime, fear of Nazi reprisals, and the desire for survival in a time of unimaginable brutality. Outro. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical insights. Let us know in the comments what other topics you'd like us to cover. See you next time.